To observe attentively is to remember distinctly. It is far more easy to get up than to come down. He who pleases is of more importance to his fellow man than he who instructs. There are few persons who have not, at some period of their lives, amused themselves in retracing the steps by which particular conclusions of their own minds have been attained. I would define, in brief, the poetry of words as the rhythmical creation of beauty. And have I not told you that what you mistake for madness is but over-acuteness of the sense? Because it was my crime to have no one on earth who cared for me or loved me. If we cannot comprehend God in His visible works, how then in His inconceivable thoughts, that call the works into being? The best things in life make you sweaty. There is no beauty without some strangeness. Actually, I do have doubts, all the time. Any thinking person does. There are so many sides to every question. My heart beat calmly as that of one who slumbers in innocence. Art was, for Poe, the only method by which one could penetrate the shapeless empirical world in the search for order. In the heavens above, the angels, whispering to one another, can find, among their burning terms of love, none so devotional as that of mother. Happiness is not to be found in knowledge, but in the acquisition of knowledge. I smiled, for what had I to fear? There are certain themes of which the interest is all-absorbing, but which are too entirely horrible for the purposes of legitimate fiction. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive! That pleasure which is at once the most pure, the most elevating and the most intense, is derived, I maintain, from the contemplation of the beautiful. A million candles have burned themselves out, still I read on. It will be found, in fact, that the ingenious are always fanciful and the truly imaginative never otherwise than analytic. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. The realities of the world affected me as visions, and as visions only, while the wild ideas of the land of dreams became, in turn, not the material of my everyday existence, but in very deed that existence utterly and solely in itself. There are two bodies, the rudimental and the complete, corresponding with the two conditions of the worm and the butterfly. What we call death is but the painful metamorphosis. Our present incarnation is progressive, preparatory, temporary. Our future is perfected, ultimate, immortal. The ultimate life is the full design. Decorum, that bugbear which deters so many from bliss until the opportunity for bliss has forever gone by. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams. The object, truth, or the satisfaction of the intellect, and the object, passion, or the excitement of the heart, are, although attainable, to a certain extent, in poetry, far more readily attainable in prose. In our endeavors to recall to memory something long forgotten, we often find ourselves upon the very verge of remembrance, without being able, in the end, to remember. Whether people grow fat by joking, or whether there is something in fat itself which predisposes to a joke, I have never been quite able to determine. The agony of my soul found vent in one loud, long and final scream of despair. Convinced myself, I seek not to convince. From childhood's hour I have not been as others were, I have not seen as others saw, I could not bring my passions from a common spring. Love like mine can never be gotten over. No pictorial or sculptural combinations of points of human loveliness do more than approach the living and breathing human beauty as it gladdens our daily path. The customs of the world are so many conventional follies. The pioneers and missionaries of religion have been the real cause of more trouble and war than all other classes of mankind. For all we live to know is known. Be nothing which thou art not. We want characters, man, something novel, out of the way. We are wearied with everlasting sameness. Come drink, the wine will brighten your wits. To him, who still would gaze upon the glory of the summer sun, there comes, when that sun will from him part, a sullen hopelessness of heart. On the morrow he will leave me as my hopes have flown before. It would be mockery to call such dreariness heaven at all. I have before suggested that a genuine blackguard is never without a pocket handkerchief. A feeling, for which I have no name, has taken possession of my soul. For eyes we have no models in the remotely antique. The death of a beautiful woman is, unquestionably, the most poetical topic in the world. To die laughing must be the most glorious of all glorious deaths. In criticism, I will be bold, and as sternly, absolutely just with friend and foe. From this purpose nothing shall turn me. The scariest monsters are the ones that lurk within our souls. All suffering originates from craving, from attachment, from desire. To vilify a great man is the readiest way in which a little man can himself attain greatness. If you are ever drowned or hung, be sure and make a note of your sensations. A judge at common law may be an ordinary man. A good judge of a carpet must be a genius. The memory of a past happiness is the anguish of today. Misery is manifold, the wretchedness of earth is multiform. It is evident that we are hurrying onward to some exciting knowledge, some never to be imparted secret, whose attainment is destruction. The result of law inviolate is perfection, right negative happiness. The result of law violate is imperfection, wrong positive pain. I am walking like a bewitched corpse, with the certainty of being eaten by the infinite, of being annulled by the only existing absurd. Leave my loneliness unbroken, quit the bust above my door. Reaching out to her is like drinking from a memory.